Hey guys, welcome back to Hype RC. Today we have our CEN Racing M-Sport Ford PUMA, and we've got a huge amount of upgrades for this thing. I am super excited. HobbyDetails just came out with a bunch of custom upgrades for this rig, and I'm going to have a link to my box stock video at the end of this one. There was a few other upgrades that we need to take care of, so we're going to get all this stuff over to the bench and take an up-close look at it. Stick around and check it out. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take an up-close look at all the upgrades we're going to put on our CEN Racing Ford PUMA. We're going to start off these hobby detail parts first. These are all 7075 aluminum and a gold oxide. So we have front and rear A-arms, front and rear hubs. We have steering knuckles, a bell crank, a very nice adjustable motor mount, and then finally the servo mount. We're also going to install this dust guard over the top to keep all that debris from building up inside the chassis. Next, we're going to install this RadioLink RC6GS V3 transmitter and receiver combo with a gyro to straighten this rig out. And then finally, we're going to install this high-end TORQ HLX-3005 brushless all-metal gear servo. It is 32 kilograms and does 60 degrees of turning in 0.5 of a second. This is a major upgrade from the factory servo that's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these upgrades installed, and then we'll take an up-close look at the car. All right, guys, our CEN Racing M-Sport Ford PUMA performed very well after this first round of upgrades. You could see out there on the road course, it was handling very nice. It was very sloppy right out of the box when it was an RTR. So let's go ahead and talk about the Hobby Design 7075 aluminum upgrades for this. So the front and rear A-arms performed very well. They're very well machined and extremely lightweight. So that is a nice upgrade for this. Next, the hubs were also very well machined. The bearings and axles and everything slid right together, and they have a huge amount of mounting locations to tune in the suspension. But I think the best two upgrades from Hobby Design right now are definitely the aluminum bell and steering crank, and then that aluminum servo mount. So they really help stiffen up the front steering components on this rig. And with that TORQ HLX-3005 high-end servo, this thing got around the course very crisp. It was a great upgrade for this rig. Next, the RadioLink RC6GS V3 with that gyro receiver helped this thing get around the course way better than it used to. And I only used about maybe between 10 and 20% of the gyro just to keep that rear end from completely sliding out from behind me. But this thing performs absolutely amazing on the track now. So extremely impressed with a $72 transmitter and receiver upgrade for this. You can always go nicer, but for a budget-minded upgrade, this performed very, very well. And last, the dust cover on this also did very well. It kept all the debris, the water, the rocks, and everything out of the chassis, but yet still let a lot of air to flow through the chassis and keep the electronics really nice and cool. So cheap, easy, must-have upgrade for this. The only con to any of them was that the rear hub needed a tiny washer to kind of shim it up and keep it just a little bit tighter in adjustment. But other than that, everything else performed absolutely amazing. I highly recommend all these upgrades for your hard-earned dollars. So don't forget to support your local hobby shop. Bash, crawl, repeat. Hit that subscribe and like button for me and ring the bell so you can catch my next video. We'll see you next time.